also sell out. Now, it's called the Pathmate Belgian Style Stone Mold. It's the two-pack. Is that only $29.95? Okay, so $29.95 for the two-pack. Corey, when we want to create a custom walkway or a patio, but we don't want to bring in the pavers and spend thousands and thousands of dollars,
right,
we do it ourselves.
Absolutely. This takes what was originally a daunting job, trying to work with concrete. Most of us would have thought, no way. I either have to pay for the pavers, and that's pretty much saved for 3 years, and then get the pavers, or I have to just, it's just going to be grass. I mean, there's no way I can afford to do this myself or take on a job working with concrete. This simplifies that entire job. What you are looking at here are two concrete molds. They work just like big cookie cutters. What you're going to do is place them either side by side like this. You can create a walkway that is 2 feet wide, or you can flip them around and go together this way. Now you can create a walkway that's about 20 inches wide, or you can actually stack them. You can put one here, then one here. You can put one over here. You can create an entire patio in your backyard using these molds, and they're so simple to use. I want to take you over here and show you just how the job is done.
Okay.
Now, what you're seeing here in the video, this woman is actually using one of our other molds. Let me specify that. This is our random stone mold. That is not available today. Today we are selling the Belgian stone. But it shows you how it's done. You mix up that cement to kind of a soupy type texture. You pour it into the mold. Then you take a board and you pull it over the top. This is called screeding in the world of masonry. You level it out, smooth it, pull that mold up, and you are left with the most beautiful stones right there in your backyard. The cracks in between the stones are left there on purpose so that you can fill them with whatever you like. She actually used sand. That's great for keeping down any kind of weed growth or anything like that to create just the look you want. Now down here, I've done just the same thing for you so that you can see me do it, okay? This one I created last night. This one I created 3/4 of the way. I want you to see it being finished so that you understand how it's done. By the way, this one, Adam, took me 15 minutes to do. Okay?
No way.
And I had 2 children hanging off me the whole time. I can prove it because I had my son Aiden, my 5-year-old, put his footprint right there, and this is my 7-year-old Ethan. He put his handprint right there, okay? So I wanted them to have their signature on this piece to let everyone know that, yes, I definitely had 2 children hanging off me the whole time.
I believe you. I believe you.
Right. So this one I actually poured, and it's not yet completely finished, and you'll see why. So first of all you do is you place your mold down. Then you take that cement and you pour the concrete in, and then you smooth it out. You pack it into all the little corners. Now what I'm using right here is a mason's trowel. This cost me $3 at a home improvement store. You can also use a garden trowel, anything else you want. You don't have to have this tool, but you just want something with an edge on it so you can pack it into all the corners and make sure that it's even. Then you take your board. Now this can be any old board. This one here, I think I pulled off my kid's play set, okay?
All right.
This one right here, and you just saw it right across the top, almost like it's a serrated knife cutting bread.
Yeah.
It pulls all that extra concrete off. You wait 2 minutes. Count them, 2, okay? That's it. You're buying quick, dry concrete, so in 2 minutes it's going to set up. Then you give it a little wiggle one way. It has little edges here, so you can grab it. You give it a wiggle the other way. You pop that off, and this is what you're left with underneath. Look at how beautiful that is, Adam.
Oh, my gosh, okay. Well, Corey said it takes literally minutes. There's the proof. There's the evidence of it. With everybody calling in, probably about 200 sets of these now left. If you wanted to redo the garden, if you wanted to add to the garden, the yard, this spring and summertime, to make it look prettier, making it look just so more livable, bring the indoors outdoors and outdoors indoors, this is going to do it for you. You can do it yourself. And here is the evidence and the proof. I know I hate to rush you, I really do, but I just want you to know what I'm being told in my ear. We only have a few minutes left because this is so limited. Get it home, try it out. A 30-day money-back guarantee. Trust me, it's a massively highly reviewed item on hsn.com. It's as good and as easy as Corey says it is. So then what else do we need to do?
Now, remember, these cracks are in here for a reason. They're so that you can fill them with whatever you want. You can either buy some pebbles and put them in there. What I really recommend, I love this look, is put potting soil in there and then just scatter it with grass seed.
Nice.
And the grass will grow up in the cracks, and honestly, it will look like you have a pathway that's been there for 100 years. You're never going to get that look with pavers or with anything else. You don't want the same look as the Joneses, okay?
No,
Everybody can go down to their home improvement store. They can pay $4 for a paver that's about that size right there, and then, at thousands of dollars later, you have the same look that everybody else has.
Exactly.
This gives you a look that you can't achieve any other way. It's a custom look, but it's made easy enough with these molds that you can tackle it yourself. And like I said, this one took me 15 minutes. If you were working with another adult, 10 minutes apiece. You could go right across your backyard in an afternoon.
Do you see what this is? You know, the thing is, a lot of us put doing, you know, jobs and improving our home off because of the money, because of the expense, because you know what? If Corey wasn't here with this product right now, I would just say, okay, well, we need to get in the professionals. We need to get somebody in to do this, and what they're going to quote, $2,000, $3,000. I've got all these strangers coming to the house, the work... Forget it all. We're going to give you everything you need to do exactly that.
That's right.
And I do want to really point out, it is as easy as Corey says. I know because from last year, with all the reviews that came in, that's why it came back this year. Now, with everybody calling in, probably about 150 left maximum. Start dialing now if you want it.
Now, I want to remind you of some of the things that you can do with this concrete mold that you wouldn't be able to do if you were just to buy the same old pavers. These are stones that were taken out of our random stone mold, which is not available today. Once again, we are selling you the Belgian today, but it gives you the same ideas. Here's that handprint of my daughter, my 11-year-old. Imagine when she comes back from college, you know, or here's my 4-year-old's foot. You know, he's 5 now, but this was when he was 4. Imagine him putting his foot on top of that when he comes home from college and he's got this big old ski of a foot sitting next to that, you know. This gives you some idea of what you can do. You'll also notice this stone is red. It's actually red throughout. At any home improvement store for about $2.50, you can pick this up. This is just a powder you put in your cement. It dyes it so that even if I were to drop a sledgehammer on top of this and break it open, all the way through it would be red.
Brilliant.
Okay, it's really great, and you can do any color you want. I actually have this is one of our Belgian stones right here, and you'll notice that this has almost like a brown or a terracotta color to it, maybe. This was, once again, some of that dye. I put some dye in the cement. I have a whole stack of those stones over here. I want to ask you for a sec, if you were to go out and buy landscaping stones, how much would you pay for a pile that big of landscaping stones?
I couldn't even guess a lot of money.
You can see right here, this is just one mold. By the way, cement or concrete that you're going to use in here, it's about $3, $3.50 a bag. It's very cheap. You know, concrete's never been very expensive, and you can make a pile of stones like this to edge your flower beds with. You don't even have to use all of the big spaces in the mold. If you wanted to, this is how I made these. I laid wax paper down on my driveway underneath, just like you making cookies, and you could fill, say, just the brick size ones and just use those to go around your flower beds, or just the square ones. And then when it dries, you just peel the wax paper right off the bottom, and you have individual stones just like I made right here.
The time to call is right now. I want you to just see quickly what the Belgian style is like, because I personally love this one. You see how you've got this beautiful combination of the squares and the rectangles together? This looks so high-end. It looks so put together. And do you know what, Corey? The value you will add to your house, and now more than ever.
Astronomical. Yes, absolutely. And it's so gratifying to do a project like this yourself and then to sit back and look at it and think to yourself, oh my gosh.
Of course.
Now that's something I would have had to hire a professional to do. I did it myself. How wonderful is that? Once again, let me show you how it's done, okay? You take that mold, you place it down in your yard, and by the way, because you're pouring cement, you're not ending up with, you know, a paver stone that's flat on the bottom and will wobble if you have it on top of a tree root or something like that.
Right.
The cement will actually pour in and curve to the terrain underneath. And then you just, you know, like you're going to see here, you put that mold down, you pour your cement in, your concrete should be mixed until it's just a little bit soupy. That way it gets into all those nooks and crannies and corners really, really easy. You see here, that's what she has done. She's mixed it to kind of a soupy texture. Then you're just going to pack it in all those corners, pull that board across. This is called screeding. And as you scrape that concrete off, all the excess will come off. Pull off that form, and that's what you're left with. It's so beautiful in your yard. She's filling those cracks with sand and then just sweeping it down inside. That keeps all the weeds down. It's absolutely beautiful.
Do you know what we're going to do? We are going to call it sold out. We again want you to stay on the phone.